Hello and welcome to the fifth and last episode of the Planet Coaster Museum. First of all, I have to apologize for not making an episode last week. I had the flu, so I'm sorry for that. And I also need to say that this will be the last episode because this series didn't have the views I thought it would have at first, sadly. Even then, I'm glad some people actually liked it a lot, and some people told me that they learn a little bit of painting, so that's great. It's great to have people learning a little bit more with your work. And now let's focus a little bit on the episode before finishing this last episode. And yeah, well, we are making one of the best paintings of Spanish history. This is Las Meninas by Diego Velázquez. If you know about art, you probably know about this painting. Las Meninas, or the Ladies in Waiting, that will be like the translation in English a little bit. It's a 1656 painting during the Baroque painting time period of Spain. And it's also in the Spanish Golden Age of painting, where a lot of painters made amazing masterpieces of art, and that you can see in a lot of museums right now. This one is in the Museum of del Prado in Madrid. If you want to watch it in live, I've seen it. It's an amazing painting when you are there. It's absolutely amazing. But I think it's even like more famous because of the things you can see in the actual painting, because it's really fun what he tried to make here. We could say that what Velázquez tried to do here was something like a triple portrait of different aspects of the royal house at that time in Spain. The most obvious of all, of course, as the painting is called Las Meninas, is that it's a painting it's a portrait of the Infanta Margaret Teresa, the small white figure in the middle of the painting, with her court. She's attended by two ladies in waiting, or the Meninas in this case, Doña Isabel de Velasco, that is the figure at the right of her, and Doña Maria Agustina Sarmiento de Sotomayor, that is the figure that I'm drawing right now. At the right of these three central figures, we can find the two dwarfs of the court, Mari Barbola and Nicolas Pertusato, that it's the dwarf that is moving with his feet the sleeping dog. And that's what we could call the main portrait of this painting. But the interesting thing is that it's not only that, because at the left of the painting we can find Diego Velázquez itself, the painter, actually painting something, and this could be considered a self-portrait of him. So that's something cool about the painting. But not only that, because there's also another portrait, and if you look at the mirror that it's behind Velázquez, what is Velázquez painting? Because from that point, he was not painting Las Meninas, even if this painting is that. He was actually painting a portrait of the King and Queen of Spain at that time, that you can see their reflection in the mirror. So yeah, it's playing with three different perspectives, and that's one of the coolest parts of the painting. Even that the figures are super well painted, and that's why it's one of the most famous paintings from that era. The two figures at the back are actually not that important, but they're like, what they try to do is bring your eyes into the dark part of the painting. The woman is Marcela de Ulloa, that is the princess chaperone, and the other guy is just an unnamed bodyguard for the princess. The last figure at the back, it's actually José Nieto Velázquez, that was the head of the Royal Tapestry Works, and he's actually an important part of the painting, because with him and the door, the painting is creating a vanishing point for the perspective. So that's how Velázquez made it, that the perspective it's actually correct. As using vanishing points and lines is super useful to create to create realistic perspective in painting. That actually was first started during the Renaissance. So talking a little bit about the painting itself, it actually it was the hardest painting to do because of its size, of its big size, and the real painting has also a really big size in real life. And because I was trying not to surpass the 2,000 pieces limitation for blueprints, because I really wanted to put this as another painting in the workshop. And when I was at the middle of painting them, I was like in the third or fourth character. I saw that I was like 700 pieces, and I was afraid I was going to surpass the 2,000 limit. But at the end, it resulted on something like 1,700 pieces or something like that. And it was like 4 hours of painting. I'm really proud of the perspective on the right wall with the hanging paintings. Yeah, that's the one that I'm doing right now. And yeah, it was somewhat difficult to get because there were so many figures, and that's why they don't have that many detail, because I didn't want to surpass the limit. And even if it looks like a little bit simplistic, actually I think it's one of the strengths that some of the figures look a little bit like from afar they look like real figures, like in the painting. So that's why I think that being minimalistic here works for as an advantage to the painting. And of course I couldn't, like for example the painting I'm doing right now, inside the painting, that was just a black background because I couldn't really add any details. It's even like you couldn't see really what painting is in the real painting because of the chiaroscuro and all that. So it was better to leave it as darkness and things like that. So yeah, this is my final painting for this series. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I had enjoyed making them. It's been a little bit difficult and a little bit sad that the series didn't have so many views, because first of all I've done it for people, so people could use these paintings in their parks. They are not done for my parks or anything like that. You are super free to use them wherever you want, and so I hope somebody actually used them, and I hope people liked it, even if they don't use it, but they actually appreciate the paintings. I also hope that this worked out for some people to know a little bit more about art, of the history of the art. Like Plaid Coaster brought a little bit of history to their lives, and that's basically it. Now I want to continue with my Lake Towers Park series and also start another park, and that's going to be a surprise. And I hope people like my future works too. So I'm leaving you with the last traces of this painting. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Goodbye, and see you in the next series.